things that you could also be involved in. Just make sure you always do your own research, okay? Because there's a lot of shiny objects out there. You got to understand what the project is about. You got to understand the creators, their tokenomics, why their NFT is going to be valuable. Does it have a real world purpose, or is it just a piece of art? Is it a company that's just saying they're going to bring out a game? You wouldn't believe what is happening in this space. I didn't include this example in these slides today, but I want to mention it. Back on February 7th of this year, a company called Pixelmon did an NFT launch, and within 3 hours, they raised over $70 million for 10,000 NFTs. They had released no art. Nobody knew what they were buying. When they released the art on February 26th, it was garbage. It was so bad. But yet they raised $70 million. It's insanity that's happening out there right now. So if you're looking into any of the NFT projects out there, if you're looking into NFTs at all, then you're in the right place. Some of these top NFT games, the one that's out there right now, Axie Infinity, a lot of you have probably heard of it. This is one of the biggest NFT play to earn model games that are out there today. And they had their problems, right? They were using Ethereum when they launched, and it was far too inefficient for the microtransactions that were happening in their game. They actually ended up building out their own blockchain platform called Ronin that could handle all of their microtransactions that were happening in the game. And those microtransactions, this is old data that I pulled. It says projected sales of 1 billion in 2021. They did 4 billion. Okay. This game cost about $3,000 to start playing now, and you can earn about 20 bucks a day. Okay. And they did 4 billion in sales last year. And they're a new company. It's a pretty new concept. Gods Unchained, they've been around since 2018. They've done over $89 billion in their game. Illuvium, this game hasn't even launched yet. You can find this on Binance. You can go look at CoinMarketCap. They already have a market cap of $838 million with their coin, and they haven't even launched yet. So where we're at in our current phase is we're in the production phase. Everything that we raise from people buying these founders cards is what's actually paying for the creation of the game, which is why we're offering what we're offering to everybody. So we're still hammering out even the details of our very game concept, how it's going to be played. What's it look like when two chariots crash together? What's it sound like? What happens to the charioteer? All these things are still being figured out as we move along. So right now we have 2 unique game pieces completed. Our environment is about 2 weeks out from being complete. I told you we've seen the first snippets of it. And then our NFT page is being created. We're going to be having hand-drawn characters, which is huge. And I'm going to show you, how huge that is and what the keys are to this. And then our marketing department is being vetted. We've already hired our 3D developers. We've hired our Unity developer. We're vetting the marketing department because marketing is just as big as everything else. And then the art is really, really important. So nothing is written in stone yet. I've told you that here. Anything that we discuss here tonight is mere projections, speculation, at best educated guesses. Okay, but as we move through this creation process, things can change. We have many options on the table for how players can get rewarded. And we've hired a law firm to ensure all of our legalities. So all of these games, they're doing things that you would look at and go, well, that's gambling. How can they do this? But yet there's hundreds of them doing it because there doesn't really seem to be any law or regulation right now for blockchain crypto games, much like there isn't for our smart contract. But we don't want to be the ones that are made examples of. We don't want to be excluded for countries because we're considered a gambling establishment. We want to make sure that how we organize and structure this game is fun, legal, and rewarding. So we're going to cover all of our bases. Our potential timeline, what we expect is anytime from like April to May, we're going to release our NFT page that you can see. On that NFT page is going to be all of our hand-drawn charioteers, all of our NFT characters, along with like at least a 45-second clip of the game footage. If not, maybe even a little tiny version that you could test out and run around the track. We don't know what we can accomplish in this time frame. Around May, we're going to start the big promotion and the building of our community. That's where it's at. Pixelmon did what they did because they built a massive community on Discord, Telegram, and Twitter. That was it. They hyped it up with a video of supposed gameplay that really doesn't look anything like what they showed for their art. And that's how they accomplished a sale of $70 million in NFTs in 3 hours by building a massive community. In June, we plan to launch round 1 of minting. We're thinking maybe around 2,500 NFTs. And we're doing it this way because we're going to have limited funds. We're going to have enough to progress in the game to the point where these rounds are going to help finish it off. But we need to set aside some of those funds for promotions. So we're only going to be able to build our community so big with the funds that we raise here. So we're going to do a limited run first, maybe 2,500 NFTs. Then we're going to take the funds raised from that and we're going to pump the community 10 times, 30 times, 20 times, pump it up really, really big. And then in August, we're going to do a round 2 minting of like 7,500 NFTs. And remember, nothing is set in stone. October to December, we hope our game goes live. Nothing is set in stone. There's one thing that we're not going to do in this process is rush, because we know we have something very unique. We know we have super cool tokenomics. And if we rush it, we could fall on our face. But if we take our time, then we can make sure that this goes off with as few hitches as possible. So some of the keys to a successful NFT launch: original artwork. Okay, that is huge. It's almost like the #1 thing, original artwork. Game footage, or even a small playable test version. A novel story or approach. We have all 3 of those in spades. And then money, money, money. You get the point. It's all about promotions and money. If we can hire a celebrity for $1 million, that would knock it out of the park, Gary V, Alex Becker, somebody like that, then it's over. It's done. I mean, Alex Becker has a game called Neo Tokyo. His NFTs are $250,000 to get into his game, right? We all know who Gary V is. And if you don't, Google him. Our NFT artist, his name is Mike Stevens. This guy happens to be a personal friend of mine. It's him right here. He lives in my town. He was my Kempo instructor. Super, super talented man. Not only is he like a 3rd degree black belt in Kempo, he just tears up the guitar and he draws like nobody I've ever seen before. Super talented. This is a small sampling of his work. Okay, I'll let you just soak that in for a second. How awesome is this stuff? Mind you, this is all hand drawn. Okay, hand drawn. Okay, you may notice some of the things on here. Garbage Pail Kids. He's drawn for Garbage Pail Kids. It's commissioned work for Topps Trading Cards, Mad Magazine, and Star Wars. He actually has NFTs that he's drawn for tops that are on the marketplace right now. So, original artwork, money for promotion, a unique story, game footage. Check. Here's some of the things and reasons we're different. Most 99.9% of games out there, NFT metaverse games, owning an NFT is a requirement for you to play the game. I mean, I was just checking out even more today. I do it every day. Look at these games. And they're free to play. Some are free to play, but you still have to go and buy an NFT. And some are cheap. Like one of the ones I was looking at today, the NFT was like $8, right? And then I could go out and I could test it and play for free. But you still have to buy an NFT. Those interested in playing Zeus's Chariots are going to have the ability to rent an NFT from an NFT owner for like an hour or so. Mind you, subject to change. Okay. And then they're going to have a chance to race during that hour and win up to like $1,500. Right now, that cost in my mind is about $150. So you can come in, rent a chariot tier, one of your NFTs, for like $150 for an hour, race 4 or 5 times, have a chance to pick up $1,500. Seems like a pretty good deal. But mind you, subject to change, STC. When you purchase one of our charioteers, you're going to receive an Oculus 2 VR headset. Okay, so there's another step that other people have not taken. I told you people are making millions off of repurposed gaming assets. Silly, drawn NFTs. It's ridiculous. We're going to have spades, the cream of the crop. And on top of that, we're going to send out a physical VR headset in the mail when you purchase one of our NFT charioteers. Nobody else is doing that. We feel it's really going to create kind of a cult following because the best way to experience this game is going to be in VR. It's going to be great on the web. We're going to make sure it's fantastic no matter how you experience it. But if you haven't played any VR, like VR is pretty cool. So as an NFT owner, you're going to be able to share in the revenue generated from renting out your NFT. So it could be like every hour you're getting some cha-ching in your wallet from somebody renting an NFT. You can make money even if you never race your NFT. And this is not a super involved, complicated game. This is a simple 5 to 7 minute race. Why do I say that? I say that because these other games that take a couple of years to bring to market are super complicated. They have a lot of facets, a lot of things going on. We don't have a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things happening within the game, but it's just a race with chariots and a track. Like it's pretty simple. And that's why we can feel we can get to market this year. So our revenue centers for now are sponsorships. Every race could be sponsored by somebody. Ad revenue, I guess sponsorships is ad revenue, but in this sense, it's viewable ads and ads placed in the hippodrome somewhere. I mean, every hippodrome can be sponsored by somebody else, another company. And we're going to have thousands of hippodromes. We can't have 10,000 NFTs and have one hippodrome where 10 people can race at a time. That would be totally bunk. We can't do that. We have to have an infinite number of races available just in case every NFT wants to race in every single race. So we need to have the capacity to be able to race 40,000 races an hour or 50,000 races an hour. And it will just be infinitely expandable as they fill up. So there's a lot of hippodromes that could be sponsored. The NFT rentals, power up purchases, speed up purchases, exchange fees. You know, just within the last couple of days, there's been a lot of brainstorming after meeting with a lawyer and finding out technical things and terms and what may classify us as gambling, what may classify us as a security. It was kind of like back to the drawing board a little bit, not fully, but a little bit, which was really cool because what was hammered out, I feel is like more fun. So revenue potentials. I want you to keep in mind that these are purely speculative. I have no idea what the success of this game is going to be. I have no idea what the success of this game is going to be. I only know that we can do the best that we can and kind of follow the roadmap that was laid out from the successful people before us with our own modifications and twists that we feel make it even better. Let me just pop into the chat real quick and see if we have any questions. Is the headset included for the ZC co-founders? No. So if you buy a founder's card at 0.4 Ethereum, we're going to give you an NFT when we mint, but we cannot send you a headset with that NFT. Yes, you buy a character. Are we doing co-founders? Sorry, BR. You are buying your founder's positions, just giving your NFT that cherry card. I think you guys are handled in here. Let me close out that chat. Okay. Revenue potentials. Speculative. Educated guesses. Math. Really, it's math. That's all I can come up with. It's math. They're educated guesses. Our figures are big because the amount you can win is big, because our idea is big. And that's going to drive players to our game. Remember, we're only going to have 10,000 NFTs in circulation. That's the plan when the game goes live. And the goal is to have built a community of a couple of million people. We have a couple of million people and only 10,000 characters to play. I think we're creating what's called demand. And then as long as the game is good and the demand is there, we can always mint more NFTs. And I hate to even say it, but pump up these numbers even more. And it's kind of embarrassing to even say that. I admit it. But the following figures that you're going to see here are based on only 25% usage of our characters, meaning only 1 in 4 NFTs are going to be used at any time and not all of them at once. So that math is even kind of hard to figure in my mind. If we have 10,000 NFTs, a community of a couple of million, I mean, if we have 40,000 people that want to play the game, every NFT will be taken. 50,000, 100,000, there's a waiting line in my mind. Okay, but bear in mind, these numbers seem ridiculous, and I've cut them down over and over again. I truly have. Nicole told me those are too big. Al says those are too big. Mike, well, help me cut them down. I don't know how to cut them down. If this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. And this is what we're doing. Try not to jump ahead because I didn't do any animations in here. Okay, just stick with me on the top line. Don't read below it. Speculative numbers at best. 1 hour rental of an NFT comes with power-ups and speed-ups for each race. Total of $150. 75% of the time, the racers will be renters. I don't expect the NFT owners to be glued to their computers and VR sets playing 100% of the time. NFT owners are going to receive $50 out of that 100. Okay, $50 an hour for renting out your NFT. 100 divided by 5 equals $20 per racer revenue for Zeus's chariots. Per racer. 240,000 races per day is what is needed to accommodate 25% of our NFTs. These are not full usage. Races per day, 75% is 180,000 races ran by renters. $20 times 10 racers, $200 per race. 180,000 times 200 is $36 million per day. 36 million times 30 is 1.2 billion monthly revenue, plus 360 million from NFT owners that are renting their power-ups. Because as an NFT owner, you don't just get the power-ups and the speed-ups for free. There's going to be one power-up, one speed-up that you're going to be able to use per race. It's going to give you like a 5-second advantage or allow you to damage another chariot, whatever the case may be. They're going to be $10 per race for each. So 20 for the two. So this additional revenue is from NFT owners that want to be competitive and try to win races. So ad revenue is approximately 150 million a month. I have no idea how to figure this out. None. I know how much publishers pay for ad views, things like that. But I just don't know, because there's so many ad placements that we could do, but we don't want to do we don't want it to be grotesque. and ads everywhere. We don't want it to be obnoxious. We're going to have a free version where there's going to be obnoxious ads. We don't need the paying customers to have obnoxious ads. Swap fees. When you want to go from ZC coin to BNB or BTC or whatever it is, there's going to be a fee. And raise purchases. We're considering having something like a shield, because we kind of changed the gameplay maybe a little bit. And we're going to go over that here in just a couple of slides. In-game purchases. Maybe you want to change the way your character looks, or your horses, or your chariot, or whatever. There's going to be other revenue sources that we can't even think of. Told you it was insane. I told you. I'm sorry. And what it does is it takes about 40% or more of the gaming revenue to back our token and keep the floor price at $2.50. Okay, and this is kind of the magic. This is why our races will want to be ran, because they're going to be worth solid money. With an estimated floor price of $2.50 and hundreds of millions going into liquidity every month, this could make this one of the most stable coins out there. And it could trade for hundreds of percents over the floor price. So many of these coins out there are trading for 50, 100, 1,000 times what their like liquidity floor price would say they should trade for. We're shooting for 4x. Okay. If our coin can trade for 4 times more than our floor price at $10, then each race there's going to be 30 coins up for the taking, $300. Each weekend you could win 100 or more in a single race if you qualify. Okay, $1,000. At the end of the month, you could be racing for 1,000 coins, 10 grand. And at the end of the year, you could be racing for more than $1 million. And guess what? If we're off by 90% on these estimates, we still have $1 billion a year game. If we miss the mark by 90%, I mean, if these numbers are so wrong that with 10,000 NFTs in a community of a couple of million that we can't do, 1 in 4 chariots being raced, then if we're off by 90% of that, we still have $1 billion a year company, a game. So some key facts. Skill-based games are less likely to be considered gambling. Some of the things that we've learned after meeting with lawyers. Originally, this was going to be RNPG, computer determined results. Turns out we don't like that. Okay, that's frowned upon. So we are probably going to be switching to a 100% skill-based game. And it's not like a skill-based game where these first-person shooters where, the second you play, you get sniped and you're dead. I've done that with my kids. Horrible experience. Skill in this game is going to be how fast you start, how you take the turns, when you deploy your power-up. Those are going to be the skills that are involved. Nothing too serious. The current plan is to not be able to buy your way to victory. We do not want to make this game where the people who can spend the most money make the most money. We want to make it more fair than that. So currently there are no advantages for any given character, other than the fact that there's a possibility some gods may earn a higher percent than others, so we can create some rarity for Zeus and Ares and Poseidon versus kind of the lower gods, the brothers and sisters that were kind of not talked about too much in history. But other than that, Zeus isn't going to have any other advantage in the race over a soldier. Okay, it's going to be equal. Ideas. Straight up prize pools that pay first through third. Okay, that is the most gambling-esque type of scenario that we have. Even though you won't be paying or staking per game, because I've eliminated the entry fees, it's still gambling-esque. There's a lot of things that we can do to kind of change that a little bit. We can do random drops on the track of coins. We could award coins per lap based on the place that you're currently in. So if it's a 10 lap race, there's 30 coins available. Lap one, you're in first place, you pick up 3 coins. Okay. Lap two, you're in third place, you pick up 1 coin. But what if you have the ability to take out another chariot, right? You can smash into them, deploy your power up, maybe your spiked wheels. You smash their wheels, they go flying off their chariot, boom, they're out of the race. You receive every coin that they picked up during that race. But also, what if we have the ability to deploy a shield in the middle of the game? It's not one of the power-ups that you have to buy before you go in, but maybe you're running the race, you're doing really well, you got a bunch of coin, you're almost done. Man, I'm going to get that power-up for 10 bucks. Boom, I'm going to protect my coins. Or maybe mid-race, you can bank your coins, but there's a fee attached to it. You want to protect your coins? You got 10 coins in the race right now? Hit bank. Boom. You hit bank, coins get banked. They're no longer in danger, but you pay a fee for it. So many things that we can do. You know, one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're always going to be doing something new. We're always going to be creating something new. And I don't mean like a new game, a new opportunity. I mean new arenas, new hippodromes, new chariots, new horses, new characters, new places to race, right? We don't always have to be confined to a hippodrome. Maybe the end of the year race takes place in Rio de Janeiro, right? Or Las Vegas or Paris. And we can create that environment. We can create the environment where people could hang out on ledges and stoops and lean over buildings and watch the races and have this huge, huge show. And we could bring chariot racing right back into the forefront. And maybe we can even make the highest paid esports player currently a chariot racer, not League of Legends or CSGO or whatever it is that they're playing and making all that money. Maybe we can make it a chariot racer. How freaking cool would that be? We also intend to have a free to earn mode. Okay, we want to open this up to the masses. Basically, it would be like 100% free version where you can still earn some money to play. The other game mode would basically pay for this version. Although now I've worked out a new model since I made up these slides, even though I made up these slides today, where it actually makes the free version self-sustainable and actually profitable. But either way, it acts as a lead-in to our main game. Okay, you can log in, you watch an ad, you race with 9 others for a total prize pool of something. Don't mind what I said here. This is not accurate. Speculation, not written in stone. It's already changed since I wrote this slide. Okay, but then you're going to have a minimum banked in order to cash out, at which point you're going to need a wallet to accept Zeus coin. Okay, so it's a lead into our game. And there's always going to be exchange fees. There's always exchange fees on the blockchain. So we want to make this game as fun as possible, even if there was no money involved. We want you to have fun, and we want people to want to play the game, even if they couldn't make money, because it's going to be high action, adrenaline releasing, challenging, a cool environment with unique art. And people should just want to play it for the fun of it. Let me check the chat. Plus, we have an awesome gameplay. Yes, yes. Where we grab a coin, lose it's on you, longevity. Yeah, I would be a millionaire if all these features were in Mario Kart. Dude, exactly, brother. Exactly. And you know what? You guys are welcome to input your thoughts into our NFT discussion group. I'd love to hear them. Give me some tips. And we're going to be having another meetings for all of the people who have already bought their founders cards. And this is part of being a founder of our game. Okay, you're going to have a little bit of input on what we're doing. And we want your input. It's actually going to be part of your responsibility. Because what we're going to be offering you here tonight, if you haven't already purchased one of our founder cards, we have founder drone cards on sale right now on OpenSea. And you're going to get your share of 5% of gaming revenue for the life of our game. There's only 250 shares available, and that's all there will ever be. And we're already 50% sold out. Okay, they're only 0.4 Ethereum. That's about $1,200. I know I say only, but really, I think it's only. You get voting rights in the game, an NFT when we mint, no headset, and you're going to get first access to all the new things introduced into the game. And there's going to be a lot of things that we introduce into this game. And you guys are always going to get your grab at it first at a huge discount compared to what we launch it at. And you're also going to be able to get a $200 referral bonus if you refer somebody over to one of our founder cards, whether you are a founder card owner or not. I have a website that you guys can use, and I'll drop that link in the chat here right now. Let me just type it out. Bear with me. So it's a little bit of an arduous process because the person you send, oh, I only sent that to panelists. Hold on. And I'm the only panelist except for Daniel. Because there's no way to track referral sales on OpenSea. In fact, I should do https://. There we go. There's no way to track affiliate sales on OpenSea. So if you send a prospect to that page, they're going to just give me their name and their email. Then I'm going to shoot them an email, ask them who referred them. And then when they go and buy a card, I'm going to be able to pay their referrer. So $200 to help us sell these out. You're going to get your share of 5% of owner for the life of the game, voting rights in the game, early access to everything that we do, and in a minted NFT. We're probably actually going to create special characters just for you guys. So it ought to be really cool. And let me grab my OpenSea link. And drop it in the chat for you guys. If somebody besides me referred you here, make sure you let me know who they are. We're paying this out pretty quickly as they come in. It's not working. 404 error code. Zeus Bounty. Oh, haha. You're right. That wouldn't work at all. I'm so used to writing Zeus Bounty. That's what I wrote. There. That one will work. I apologize. Force of habit. All right. Let me get back to my controls. Back to my screen. And that is the end of our presentation. You guys have any questions? Yeah, the refer bonus was very quick deposit. Yeah, it was, Jeff. We try to get right on it. It's not working. It should be working now, Phil. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, that option's been dropped because we're not actually going to do a minting until right before the game launches. And everything that we disperse, we decided that giving you guys the NFTs was going to be far more valuable than just giving you coins. So, no, you won't get a headset unless you buy a charioteer, but they're like $300, so they're not that bad, and you don't need any computer or anything to support them. Co-founders get character NFT, yes. Where I think we're going to mint you guys your own god, and you guys will be the only ones that ever have those. And, you know, we're still deciding on which network to even run this on. I think we're going to go with B&B. It's fast, it's cheap, it's pretty easy to get. It's better than Polygon or Matic because it's easy to get. There's no bridge that you need. Yeah, you're welcome, John. I want to thank every single one of you that have already bought your cards, that have pushed this to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers. It is a great help to what we're doing here. And we can't do this without you. The cost is 0.4 Ethereum, which is about $1,200, give or take, depending on gas. And Ethereum's down right now, like $2,500. So that's actually 20% less than it was last week. Yeah, that's good timing. Excellent. Excellent. So feel free to use that website. It'll give them a little bit of an idea. It'll give us some communication, because I really do want to track who sent who, make sure everybody gets paid. And that's the best way for me to do it. It's a little bit manual. It's a lot of work, but that's okay. Boom, time to buy another one, Martin. You know it, buddy. We're really excited about this. And the fact that we're doing something different is going to make this game a little bit more accessible than a lot of the games out there that are making hundreds of millions, billions. So awesome. Well, unless there's any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting. I want to thank everybody. Yeah, invest now for your future and look at other NFT projects, but be careful. If you have questions about any other NFT projects, feel free to message me. Okay, and I will look at the projects.
Can you hear me, Tim?
And I will enjoy doing it because that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at projects all the time, looking at what they have, looking at their artwork, looking at their white papers, looking at their tokenomics.